Welcome to the Casual Cry Club, your cozy corner on the internet. We are your background besties. I'm Sunny.
And I'm Sherry, and we yap about unimportant things and we give you unserious advice.
So for today's episode, we are going to tell you a little more about ourselves and why we are starting this podcast. So we have asked AI to help us prepare a list of questions that we are totally unprepared for. And now we are going to try to answer them so that you can get to know us a little better.
Yes.
So question 1. Do you remember the first time I met?
The first time we met, I think I know.
You do? I don't.
I do.
I don't remember at all.
Okay, so the first time we met we met at work when I was still an intern, studying, and then Sunny was a full timer in the team, and then I think we probably met the first day I was in the office, and it was during lunch. I don't think we spoke a lot the first time we met. But yeah, that was the first time.
No wonder I don't remember you, intern.
Yeah.
Not important enough in my life.
You are the typical cocky, arrogant senior in the team.
Yeah, so I guess my first impression of you is nothing.
Oh my god, okay. My first impression of you was that I think you were wearing all black. Like, you just had this very gloomy vibe to you. And you were not, I don't think you were very friendly. Because I think you're naturally introverted.
Yes.
To other people. Yeah,
yes.
At first. So you weren't really engaging, and then you were wearing all black. So I found you were a bit intimidating at that point. Yeah, but obviously that changed. I realized she's just crazy inside. Yeah.
So what is the turning point when we became from that to
colleagues to actual friends?
Yeah, to actual friends. This must date back to when you actually joined the team full time after you finished studying.
Yes, correct. So I finished my internship. We didn't keep in touch then because we were just
do not know each other.
We really didn't know each other. And then I rejoined the team full time back in beginning 2022. And I think even then we were still not close.
Yes.
It's only after we started working on the same project then we realized that.
That is true. Yeah. That is true because our project was always very, very different.
Yeah.
And we literally have no need to work with each other.
Eventually our work kind of crossed, and we did end up having the opportunity to work with each other. So that's when we started to cultivate a friendship.
But why do you want to suddenly make friends with this scary, gloomy girl?
I don't think I had a choice. I didn't wake up one day and say, I want to make friends with Sunny. No, that
why? I'm the sunshine. I'm so sunny every day.
Yeah, but at that point, I think up to that point, I still found you a bit scary, quiet, intimidating. Yeah, but then after we got to work together, then I realized, hey, actually this person is
crazy.
Yeah, she's not as gloomy and brooding as I thought she was. Yeah.
So what
is one thing?
Do you just tolerate me now?
Not. I wouldn't say tolerate. No, I don't think so.
Okay, so for me, I think of course we were forced to work with each other. And then I think it's nice to have a young perspective. So for context, I think we are about 5 years apart,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's nice to understand what the Gen Zs are talking about because I do not understand half the things she say generally. I don't mean to sound this old, but Sherry does keep up with memes online and all the Gen Z lingo. So she's a borderline Gen Z.
I'm the oldest Gen Z. Yeah. I'm still a Gen Z, but I'm the oldest Gen Z.
Yeah, so very, very good point of view to learn from Gen Zs on what they are doing, what they are thinking about. It's very funny and light-hearted relationship to realize that we are actually very, very similar on the inside.
Yeah.
Our upbringing, a lot of our childhood, our parents, our siblings, we are quite similar in some sense, but she's me with a twist of Gen Z.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Nice.
Okay. So from this, I guess we move on to letting our listeners know a little more about ourselves.
And our personality.
So I guess this is a very relevant one because we have a group chat, me and Sherry. So we have a group chat, and this group chat is literally called Toxic Twins.
Yeah, toxic besties.
Yeah, so what do you think is your most toxic trait?
Wow, do I really actually have a toxic trait?
There you go, very toxic.
Oh my god. You're right, my toxic trait is thinking I have no toxic traits. No, but I think if if I really were to dig for something, it is using the meme or the term skinny legend like unironically. Like I will call myself skinny legend in front of like all my friends, and they will just like, I think it's gotten to a point where like people are just so used to it that they just ignore me. So I continue using it. Like I'm just a skinny legend.
Oh yeah, I know you're just a skinny legend.
Like I ate salad for lunch, I'm a skinny legend. I can like pass through like narrow spaces, I'm a skinny legend. Yeah, what about yours?
Okay. Wow, what is my toxic trait? Again, somebody who thinks that I'm not toxic at all.
Your toxic trait, I can help you say, is that you are so superstitious. Like when you meet with problems, like your first line of like solving your problems is to go to the temple or like to go to your 师傅 and ask for like spiritual advice, like supernatural advice, and you buy crystals.
True.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of my personality, to not be grounded in logic but in supernatural world.
Yeah.
I believe the whole world is like, just energies we can't see, and that's affecting my daily life rather than my own action and thoughts.
Yeah. It's always something to do with the planets and the stars and the feng shui, but it's never about yourself.
Yes, exactly. Like what people say, when things go wrong, I don't blame myself. I don't blame you as well. I'm very nice. I just blame the furniture, the feng shui.
Blame the feng shui.
Yeah, something in the house. So I guess you are right. That is my toxic trait.
Okay. Next question.
What is one situation where you would never take my advice?
The top one that comes to mind is your advice on directions. Like you are the most what's that word? You are the most, how to say 路痴 in English? You're the most 路痴 person that I know. And like she's so unaware of her surroundings to a point where like we would go out for like dinners and stuff, right? Like she would just be following you. Like she has no sense of like where to go by herself. Like she doesn't check her maps. She doesn't like think about where to go. She just like follows you out, even if like for example, I wouldn't know where this place is, but I'll just like walk out of the shop, and I would maybe sometimes think that she knows where to go. But no, like we'll just both be following each other around, like blind leading the blind. Yeah. And then I'll come to realize, where are we walking towards? Then I'll ask her, where are we walking towards? And then she'll be like, I don't know, I'm just following you.
Yes, I'm physically incapable of understanding direction. So it's something that I've really tried to work on ever since I am able to go around Singapore myself. So
but you've both done it for like 20 over years.
Yes, exactly. So when I was a teenager, right, there would be times where I keep taking the wrong bus to school. And then I found it very confusing because some bus stops in Singapore are built very easy. Like the opposite side would lead is the exact same bus, and then it would just go in the exact opposite direction. But there are some places in Singapore where you don't have a bus stop opposite.
Okay.
You have a bus stop nearby, but it's not opposite. And then sometimes the bus stop opposite has a
Different set of buses.
yes, exactly, a totally different set of bus that makes you think that it's going probably in the same direction or the opposite one, and then you'll always be different. So I used to get so lost around my neighborhood as a kid.
Going to school. Like this is going to school, is it?
Yeah, coming
my
back
God.
and forth school for like CCA, where it's not a standard time, and then sometimes I just take another bus because it's not my usual time. Then I don't know lah, I also don't know what I was thinking about. Okay, then I'll just get lost.
See, this is like exactly what I was saying, right? Like she just boards any bus. She just follows any person without checking like the bus timing.
No,
The
but
bus number.
last time also not so advanced, right? You must
Okay.
understand, like it was not as easy as today, where there's maps and all that. So it was very difficult for me. And then even if I go through one place once, I cannot really remember it, and I cannot understand like the directions very well lah. I think God is fair, so I'm blessed with other talents, and direction is just not one of them.
And you're blessed with friends that actually can like make their way around.
Correct. So I think that is what, like, life is just like that.
Yes. So yes, I will not take advice or instructions on directions from her. What about me?
Okay, so I think for her, I will not take directions on her memory.
Oh,
So I have a very good story to share. So basically, stop laughing.
Okay.
So right, she has very bad memory. So despite knowing directions, which is she very confident, she confident on her directions, but she got bad memory. Whereas I don't have a bad memory when it comes to other things in life. So one day after work, we were trying to find a bubble tea place, and she was so convinced that there was a chicha sunsen near our office. And because she was so confident with her directions, she said, I know exactly where it is. But I told her I don't remember it being there. But she said it is there. So she confidently led me to the mall, and we looked for it for like what? 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Only to realize her whole memory is false. Like there is no chicha sunset. And she just and then because I was so bad at directions, I just thought that okay, maybe I'm just so bad at it that I couldn't find it. And it exists. But it didn't. And then after a few months, this whole same conversation came up again. And then again, she told me she's very confident that one has opened up. Like there is definitely a chicha sunset. I said no, we literally did this a few months ago. She said no, I'm so sure, I've just seen it. Like come with me.
Okay, to my defense, right, there really was a chicha near our office that just happened to close. Like it just closed down. So there was one, but I just keep forgetting that they had already closed down. So I keep asking Sunny, you wanna get chicha? And she would just like roll her eyes at me and walk away. Yeah.
Okay, so the next section is why did we start this podcast?
Okay, let's talk about our origin story. I think this is quite a long story. We first had the idea of starting a podcast back in 2023. We mentioned that we were in the same team. We were working for the same company and in the same team. And at that time, very unfortunately, we were going through rounds of restructuring and layoffs. And the threat of us being laid off from the team was very real. And it was around like 6 months of, I think, was it 6 months? Yeah, a few months of like not knowing whether we would have a job in the future in the company. And it was honestly quite a gloomy time, a very pessimistic time for us. And then at the point we were like, you know what, like if we don't have a job in the future, let's just, quit corporate and become like influencers.
Yes, and then because we were always like joking around every lunch about this, and I guess, I don't know man, the two of us just makes a funny pairing, I guess, like this crazy person who always talks in meme and Gen Z lingo with this other person who just supports her craziness. And the topics we talk about is just very random sometimes, and I think a lot of our teammates were very entertained by us and thinking that if the two of us just start a podcast or something, she would totally listen to it.
Yeah, so yes, that's like how like our dream of being influencers and starting our own podcast kind of merged together into a very clear idea that, you know, we would aim to be influencers via a podcast.
Yes, and also because I think I got into like podcast craze in a few years back, a few years before, when I realized that. So this whole podcast thing for me started when I was actually working in China for a while. And when I was there, I guess podcast is on the rise, and there were like very, very famous podcasts that started to come up in China. And when you are there, right, you have such long commutes, but you also have very limited data sometimes. And there's just so many things to do that you need to do, but you just want a sound to accompany you through your long days, especially when I'm there alone. I literally had no friends or family with me. It was during like COVID, a big lockdown period, and I just survived China on my own there with podcasts. That was when I realized the healing power of podcasting, having a long form content that is not just a short dopamine hit. And it's like having a friend with you every week, and I just waiting for my friends to talk to me every week, you know. I really, really anticipate the podcast dropping, and then I can listen what my friends have been up to. Wow, I sound so lonely.
Yeah, like you had no friends then, that you had to rely on like
it's true.
voices.
It's true. I mean, in a way, right? Because we were locked down as well, so I'm physically trapped in my house, and I'm also physically trapped in a country, and nobody can visit me, and I cannot visit anyone as well. So I think I realized podcast really, really becomes a friend in you as you get to know more about this group of people, their lives. It's like gossiping with a friend every week. And then I just hope to bring the same spirit into the Singapore podcast scene. I mean, I'm not that familiar with it, to be honest, but I just hope to be a voice in this scene and become your friend.
Wow, that's so nice. Yeah, my main motivation is to just talk. Like to just talk and share stories.
Because she's a yapper.
That's true. No, but I think a lot of things that we go through is what a lot of people, or like a lot of young women also go through as well. So by sharing our stories, we hope that, you know, some things that people find to be like taboo or shameful or whatever can be more normalized.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I also want to deliver this whole podcast in a very light-hearted manner, because we are not here to like preach to you. I don't want it to be like that we are very boring aunties talking to young people, young women. Like, I don't know, I just want to be your friend. I just want to share my life in a way that is funny, light-hearted, that you leave feeling like you got something, but also happiness out of listening to us yap.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so, but I'm sure that you have your fears. I mean, I have a lot of fears. Do you have any fears about starting this podcast?
No, I don't. Okay, my only fear is that because we're trying to keep it like fairly anonymous at this stage, so that people don't like kind of identify us through our stories, right? My main fear is that, you know, what if I talk about like some of my friends, or like what if I talk about like work things, and then like the subjects of who I talk about actually like, you know, identify like, hey, like in real life that like, hey, this girl, like you have like spoken bad about me on your podcast. Like that's like my biggest fear. But I mean, if we manage to make it big, and if we manage to like earn a decent income out of this, then I don't care.
Wow.
But only at this point, I'm like, okay, gonna be a little bit more wary.
Yeah, I think it's true. Like, a lot of podcasts have haters. I mean, if you get famous, you're gonna have haters.
Right.
If you only have one fear, I have many fears.
Okay, please share your list of fears.
I don't know, because I've tried recording other podcasts before in China.
Oh yeah.
Right, I joined my friends' podcast and all. And then every time I hear back, I was so cringe. Like, I sound so weak.
Yeah.
And, and like, you know, Sherry beside me, her physical appearance, she looks like a sick Victorian child. Okay, it's true. Everyone agrees. She's like skinny legend.
Yeah, skinny legend.
Very, very pale, very small. Look like sick child. But then the thing is, my voice in the Chinese podcast also sounds like a sick Victorian child. So I'm very worried that my voice sounds bad and you don't enjoy listening to my voice. So number one. And
But okay, before we move on to your second biggest fear, right? We had this conversation as we were like before we started recording this. Sunny was just saying like, oh my god, what if my voice doesn't sound good online? What if it doesn't sound good when it's recorded? You know, I cringe whenever I hear like my voice being played back in a recording. I'm like dude, chill. We haven't even started recording anything yet. And she's being so worried already about like how her voice is going to sound. Like, okay,
it's my whole identity, right?
Yeah, that's true.
on our podcast.
That's true.
Which links me to my second fear. That I'm very worried that people don't understand me because my pronunciation of some words are not great. So ever since I was a kid, a lot of people laugh at my pronunciation. And this stems from the fact that I feel that I didn't really learn English as my first language. So, as a young child, my first language was Hokkien.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I grew up with my grandparents. So the first language I learned was actually Hokkien, followed by Chinese, because then my parents would speak to me in Chinese. And then I only picked English up all by myself in primary school, because I had to study in English. So I think my fundamentals are not very strong. I think a lot of words I don't know how to pronounce. And then I get confused with the grammar sometimes. And it's not on purpose because sometimes I think in Chinese. And in Chinese there are a lot of words that, for example, have no plural or versus singular, and then him and her are the same. You know, sometimes I really get confused in my own head. It's not on purpose. I just blare, and then when I think back, I know it's wrong because I studied it and I know it is wrong, but I cannot control it when I'm speaking. And then it doesn't help that in the workplace we have colleagues who laugh at our pronunciation and English.
Oh yes. Actually, it's just one specific colleague that like laughs at like our pronunciation.
Yeah, so this person is a foreigner. We don't say where this person is from.
But think of like the most arrogant like nationality. Like this is not in a racist way, okay? But think of the most stereotypical arrogant country.
Yeah,
and that's it. Yeah,
I mean he's our good friend.
Yeah, he's our good friend.
We take it in a good yeah, it's all in good faith, but yeah, so basically, you know, my pronunciation gets challenged all the time. People don't understand me. I pronounce something and people go like, how are you talking about? So wow, this is my insecurity number 2. I am very worried people don't understand me.
I feel like you're just talking about your insecurities in life in general, and not your insecurities for like the podcast.
No, but all these things translate to why I'm insecure about the podcast, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah, and then I also worry that people think that I'm very boring.
Yeah, this is like general life insecurity, so I think we can stop here right now.
Like, oh, yep. And then what if people think that we are just like two boring people? What are they even talking about? Why do they want to make a podcast?
Yeah.
Podcast for what? They're not even interesting.
I think at this point people are like starting to drop out already, because like this is just like two girls ranting about their insecurities in life.
Or maybe this is friendship.
Yeah, that's true.
Online friendship, where they hear about my real insecurities and real concerns.
Yeah.
Please be my friend, please.
She has no friends, so she needs like online friends.
Yeah, my friend needs podcast and think about it.
Okay. Next question. If we get no listeners, will we still do this, and why? So I said before that like our ultimate aim is to become influencers and like to be able to quit our corporate jobs. But in the case where we get no listeners, which means we cannot earn like an income out of this,
which is a very, very likely case.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, correct.
I think this scenario represents 80% or more.
I think correct. But we still do this though. I think for me, I would do this provided that Sunny does this as well because right, with all her insecurities and fears, right, I have to say she was the one that like really like planned everything for us for this podcast. Like she asked like ChatGPT to create like
Don't leak all my secrets out. Why one day the AI company want their rights back?
She was the one that was like the main driver behind this. So thank you very much, Sunny.
Aww.
Yeah, this is your one redeeming quality out of a lot of your fears and insecurities.
Yeah, so I think if I don't get listeners, then maybe I'll continue this, but I will change my host lah. Maybe my host sucks.
Yeah, the problem is always not with her, right? It's always with like the furniture, the feng shui, her co-host.
I just blame other people lah, huh? So yeah, but I guess if we really have no listeners, we will probably still do this, but we'll put less effort in it. So I guess we need to find an avenue for us to record this at home.
Yeah.
Rather than coming out to find a place to properly record it, which was our biggest challenge for this podcast.
Yeah.
Because we have no space. But anyway, I guess just for fun, we could keep going, you know? Maybe you will hear our episodes from 1 episode per week to like 1 episode per month, which is exactly what happened to our friends' podcast, which didn't go so well also.
I think that's still something. It will just serve as a way for us to like record our growth and development. Even if we get no listeners out of this.
Yeah.
I think it's still nice to like, you know, maybe listen back in the future and see how much we've grown or how little we have grown.
You can hear my voice becoming stronger. Yeah, and I believe there will be true fans. So like for our friends' podcast, right? Even though her overall listeners are very low in general, like just a few hundred people.
That's okay. That's not bad.
Yeah lah, it's not that bad, but it's not that great to monetize also. They have earned literally nothing out of the podcast. But I realized they do have a few fans.
Loyal listeners.
At least five people. So if these 5 people out there want to listen to my podcast and want to continue to build my online friendship with me and Sherry, okay, I will still be your friend lah.
Yeah. Okay, that was our motivations and our fears behind starting this podcast. Next, we will talk about like what are the things in the future that we can look forward to with this podcast, or you can look forward to in this podcast. What is one? So we have kind of thought about like the different stories that we want to share in future episodes. What is one chaotic story that we will eventually tell in a future episode?
Wow, I have many chaotic stories.
Yeah.
Like in my head, right, I already have a list of stories that I want to talk about, which I don't want to talk in detail, but okay, let me give you top of my head list. So one big story I want to tell is about my ex.
Oh my god, we love ex stories.
Yes, I want to talk about my crazy exes, and then I also want to talk about crazy colleagues. Yeah, so I have many stories about crazy colleagues, crazy bosses, cultural differences. If you're interested, I can tell you about crazy stories I have accumulated from my working in China.
Yeah, you should.
And my crazy lockdown in China. But I'm very scared the Chinese government come after me. No, I'm kidding. No. I love China. I love China.
You'll
for
be
real.
banned. You'll be
no,
banned
no,
from
I love
China.
China. No, I really love it. Yes, and probably about I'll share some of my superstitious beliefs, hoping that you have a good life, you know, following my advice, my TCM beliefs, my
feng shui beliefs.
Yes, my illogical beliefs. I'm very happy to educate everyone about my belief systems that is out of the world.
So Sunny comes with all the crazy stories, right? But I think for me, I feel like my most crazy stories come from like my dating phase, like my online dating phase. So I'm really looking forward to share that, because then we can like unpack the crazy dating scene in Singapore, especially during the COVID times. I think that's like, I feel like that's like the main.
You're so boring one ah.
Yeah, like, I don't really have a lot of stories to tell because my memory is quite bad. So like I tend to forget like the things that I go through.
It's okay.
But I hope to like share my perspective on certain things and show that, you know, sometimes it's okay to think
To be boring.
to think unconventionally, and to have you know, to I just want to tell stories that people can relate to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you better go and live life so you have more stories, and then every week we need to record so you don't forget them.
Yeah. I need to like write down my stories. If not, my memory.
Yes, please go and
will
collect
fail me.
stories. Don't forget. So how about a topic you are scared to cover but you're very secretly excited for?
Oh, okay. It's actually what I'm going through right now. Challenges in my new job. So I'm really excited to cover this because I feel like it has changed me a lot as a person. Like I'm going through a lot of emotional turmoil and a lot of like emotional stress that I think a lot of you would definitely relate to. But then again, I'm still employed in this job, unfortunately. And I don't want to say anything or like identify myself so that, you know, so that I still can keep my job. But I really do still want to share that. You know?
Have you started applying for other jobs?
Yes, I have.
Okay, good. Then soon I hope that you'll be free to share.
Yeah. How about you?
I already mentioned it just now, Lei. So I think the scariest, like what you said, is definitely about bosses, because very worried that they will ruin my future lah. Oh. And then second is China law. What if the government catch me?
I don't think you're significant enough for the government to come and catch you, but okay. Okay, I think we can wrap up our first episode for today.
Alright, so thank you for being nosy enough to listen to us gossip for like, I don't know, probably 30 minutes.
Yeah.
After we cut everything out, or maybe less than 30 minutes. I don't know. I guess we're not as good yappers as we thought.
So excited about the content that we've covered and the content that we will cover in future episodes. If you like us, if you like our personalities, our content, please feel free to share it with your friends and help us fulfill our dream of being influencers.
Yeah, so see you
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.